Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the New England Sports Center for Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Hockey on HCAM. Tom Nappy on the call, Andy Ritz on camera as the Hopkinton Hillers take on Bellingham. Bellingham just 0-7-1 on the season. The Hillers are 5-1-2, fresh off a tie in Norwood this past Saturday, and what was a very competitive and good 3-3 game between two of the best in the TVL. And despite the fact it ended in a tie, the Hillers should be very excited that they got a point in that game, and it'll certainly help their standings, grabbing the tie against a very good Norwood program. And here today, the Hillers are looking to get back in the win column against a very young Bellingham team. This Bellingham team has been battle-tested. They'll certainly be giving it their all, but the Hillers have certainly had the best of this matchup over the past few years, and they look to continue that trend here today, as we are just about set for the start of the game. Last year, the Hillers got the victory on the road over Bellingham, 10-0. And let's face it, Bellingham just a bit outmatched when it comes to this Hiller program. But it's a good experience for the kids to go against an elite program like the Hopkinton Hillers, and perhaps they'll give them a bit of a challenge here today. And we are just about set for the opening announcements, and we'll see if we're doing an anthem and the announcements in just a moment. We may just be going into the start here, as that seems to be the trend in some of these games. And it looks like we will just be heading right into the start of the game. All right, actually, they're going to line it up for an anthem, so let's send it down to the ice. And there you have it, the national anthem, and we are just about ready to get underway here at the New England Sports Center in this cross-TVL matchup. Bellingham out of the TVL Small, the Hopkinton Hillers out of the TVL Large. And we'll get you the standings in just a moment for the TVL. Standings certainly getting very interesting as the season goes on. A lot of good competition in the TVL this season in hockey, so it's been a fun season to keep an eye on. And it looks like starting goaltender for the Hillers is indeed going to be Steven Jackson. If the Hillers get a big lead, don't be surprised if he doesn't play the whole game. They do have 3 goaltenders dressed tonight, so you could see someone else get some playing time if the Hillers shall get a big lead. And we are underway here at the New England Sports Center. In net for Bellingham, that looks like number 34, Liam Gregg, who is a sophomore. So there's your goaltender matchup. Hillers are working left to right across your screen in their white jerseys. Bellingham in their away black. Coming up the near side is Gervais. Sends it towards the end boards. Sliced up the near side. Here comes the Hillers. That's Jake Adams closing in. Sends it across. Nearly had Merkel. He just couldn't get the shot off there. It was a nice look, though. Hillers looking for some pressure here. Trying to send it out to the slot was Merkel. Now it gets tied up as Bellingham trying to work it back to the neutral zone. We saw Hiller girls basketball get a nice win last night. Let's see what the hockey team does tonight. As that shot is denied. Rocco Horgan was closing in. That's sent off of Horgan. Squirts back towards Hiller territory. Danny White works it back to Bellingham territory, and we'll have an icing call at 13:41 left to go in the first period. Let's take a look at the TVL standings in the TVL Large. You got Norwood at 5-0-1, Medfield 5-4-0, Hopkinton 5-1-2. Those are the three teams at the top. Westwood 2-4-0, Ashland 1-3-2, Holliston 1-7-0. Bellingham looking for a shot here. Into the slot, that shot is denied, and a secondary shot, look at that! Bellingham's gonna get the first goal. Sean Brown, the captain, puts it in. Good pressure by the Blackhawks. And they're saying to themselves, you know what, we might be 0-7-1, but we came here to play tonight. And we're gonna try to set the world on fire and get the win. Great start for Bellingham. I'll tell you what, you can never underestimate an opponent. Don't even look at Bellingham's record. If you're the Hillers, you got to realize that, hey, anyone can win any day. Hillers trying to get it back. That shot from Leighton is denied. We'll get you the TVL small standings in just a moment. Along the near side into Bellingham's bench and out of play. TVL small standings. Stover Sherborne 6-1-0. Medway 6-2-0. Dedham 4-3-0. Norton 2-3-0. Bellingham 0-7-0. We get a face-off now. Into the neutral zone we go. Back into Hiller territory. Along the near side, Altman looking to send it up. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of this Bellingham team so far. They're contesting the Hillers. They're keeping a little distance so they don't get burned, but what they're doing right now, it's working. Gervais has it, able to send it out, but sends it to Merkel, who puts it in, and the Hillers strike back. So Connor Merkel with the game-tying goal. It comes at 12:21 left to go in the first period. The Hillers certainly happy to get that game-tying goal. Get back on the right track here. Coming up the far side, Resnick in front of the net. Battle for it. Bellingham able to get it away. Sent up the far side boards by Regan Young, and now a shot there. That's denied off the stick of Ian Tosca. Along the near side, squirts out into Hiller territory. Horgan tracks it down. Along the near side, that's DeRocher. He'll send it up to Leighton. Now around the end boards it goes. Ian Tosca wraps it around to the far side. Bellingham looking for a breakaway here. They got a 3-on-1. And that shot is going to be denied. That was Regan Young getting the shot off. Bellingham getting some pretty good pressure in these early minutes. Oregon. Here comes Resnick, sends it across. Over to DeRocher. Up along the end boards, Ian Tosca. Sends it around, DeRocher. High slot, that shot denied off the stick of White. Jammed up along the near side corner. Puck squirts out. Here comes Bellingham. With it, that was number 11. Actually, looks like he's unlisted on the roster. Closing in. Scardino pops it off the boards. And knocked out of play into the protective netting by Resnick. We'll get a face-off at 10:34 left to go here in the first period. Bellingham's Sean Brown was the first to score in this game, and the Hillers followed up with a nice goal by Connor Merkel. Into the corner it goes, up the near side boards. Good steal there, as taking it away is Layton. Layton trying to work it up. Swung back around by Bellingham's Connor Riley. Along the far side. Pass over to Layton. Here comes Layton closing in. Couldn't squeeze between a pair of Blackhawks there. Along the end boards, sent up the far side, stalled by DaCosta, and that was a nice shot on net, turned away. Sending it back into the danger zone was Altman. DaCosta sends it back, there's a hard shot, and it's wrapped up. Carter Moore on that shot, good save by Liam Gregg. We get a face-off at 9:46 left to go as the Hillers make a line change. I think you'll see some interesting pairings in this game for the Hillers. They'll probably try to experiment a little bit. Out there right now, you got Merkel, Adams, and Hayward. Typical top line pairing. There's a shot from the blue line by DaCosta. Your defenseman, DaCosta and Altman. Jammed up along the corner. Merkel trying to get it back to Altman, who will send it wide. Looks like Caleb Altman, he's going to be out there quite a bit tonight, getting some good experience. Merkel trying to work it up and sent up the far side by DaCosta into the neutral zone. Sent back down by Gervais. Along the end boards, popped off the end boards by Altman. Back and forth along the far side, puck squirts out. DaCosta picks it up behind the net. Swings it up the far side and slicing it into the neutral zone is Merkel. Here comes Hayward. Hayward racing in towards the net. Backhands it. 5-hole. Goal Hillers! That score comes at 8:42 left to go in the first period. Makes it a 2-1 Hiller lead. Now you give James Hayward a breakaway opportunity like that, it typically will not end well for you. Sherman sends it over to the far side. Over to the near side goes Wynn. Now the puck will swing back around. Horgan. Up the boards to Resnick, and Resnick will send it up. Sent back down by Bellingham. Here comes Resnick. Sends it over. Ian Tosca with a backhander. And that is going to be another goal. White Ian Tosca backhands it in. Glove side and makes it a 3-1 game at 8:10 left to go here in the first period. Well, good response by the Hillers following that early Bellingham goal. Along the near side over towards the Rocher. Here comes Ian Tosca again. Into the slot. That shot just wide from Resnick. That's what the Hillers do. They are going to crash the front of the net. And I think what Bellingham needs to do is get more bodies in there. Create more pandemonium in front of the net. And try to close those gaps. Along the near side. Bellingham comes away with it, looking for a breakaway Sean Brown. He's a guy to look out for in Bellingham. Sean Brown, quite a shot early in this game for the first goal of the game. Good athlete for Bellingham from what I understand as well. And someone lost their stick as Resnick got a little tripped up as he works the near side. DeRocher sends it over, Ian Tosca, and it got away from him. Up along the end boards now. DeRocher trying to get it out of the jam. Along the corner, that is Finn Mahone. DeRocher sends it towards the net. That shot is deflected off a Blackhawk from Danny White. DeRocher trying to send it out. Now Mahone puts it over towards the slot. Jammed up along the corner. Sliced into Hiller territory. Stolen away. Here comes Bellingham. Tripped up, shot from the high slot, deflected into the protective netting. That was off the stick of an unlisted 22. There are a few players on the roster without numbers, so perhaps 22 is one of the forwards that is unlisted without a number. This faceoff comes at 6:14. And covered up by Jackson. You get another faceoff at 6:07 left in the first period. Here comes the Hillers. Up the ice goes Moore. Along the far side now, trying to close in Mahone. Puck squirts out, Moore. A little too much on that one. Along the near side boards we go. And we're going to get an offsides. This faceoff comes at 5:41 left to go in the first period. Along the near side. We'll get another offsides call here. Hayward up against Wilbane. Along the far side we go. Wilbane sends it over. There's a shot, a nice looking shot from Brown, covered up by Jackson. Or excuse me, Gervais on that shot. Nathan Gervais, assistant captain. Along the far side. Merkel looking to come out with it. Off the end boards he goes, wrapped around by Parker Wynn. 5 minutes and counting left to go in this first period. So stick around at the intermission. We'll have the latest Hiller highlights. Some great action last week, and you'll be able to check out the latest Hiller highlights at the intermission break. Along the far side, Bellingham approaching. Jammed up along the end boards. Puck squirts out. Merkel slices it up the ice to Adams. He has a breakaway. Closing in. Backhander. He pops it in. What a beauty from Jake Adams. Got away from the defender. Closed in with authority. Popped it right in stick side to make it 4-1. Here comes White. Moves it along the far side, takes a hit. Puck jammed up. Good back and forth. Sent out. DeRocher moves it along the near side. Trying to get it to it in the corner was Resnick. He was diverted. White trying to move it into that slot area. Back up the far side it goes. It gets by Scardino. Here goes Ian Tosca. Ian Tosca, some serious speed. Takes it, turned away. Resnick. Takes it near side. Yeah, it got away from him. Up the ice goes Henschel. Henschel. And popped off the board, sent up by DaCosta. Well, the Hillers might have a breakaway here. DeRocher looking to split two defenders, and that shot turned away from Greg. Here's Ian Tosca. Moves it along the far side. DaCosta's couldn't get a hold of it. It's taken away. Here comes Bellingham. Big hit delivered there as Ian Tosca collides with a Bellingham Blackhawk. There's a nice shot. Turned away by Jackson. 2.5 minutes left to go in this first period. A 4-1 Hiller lead, but Bellingham getting some good pressure. There's a shot, and that's turned away. Then a secondary shot was just wide. He had an opening on the net. Just waiting along the corner was Charlie Eldridge, and he could have popped it right in stick side, but sent it just a little bit wide. We're going to have a Hiller penalty. We're going to get an interference call. It's going to be against Whitey and Tosca. He'll take a seat for 2 minutes, so Bellingham on the power play. I'll tell you, there's been some good moments for Bellingham in this game. They are challenging the Hillers a bit here. Along the far side. Sent across. Trying to come down with it is Henschel. Hayward takes it away. He'll send it back into Bellingham territory. Hiller's going to make a change. Under 2 minutes left. The Hillers playing a little keep away with the Bellingham power play. Hayward going to take it around. Moves it towards the blue line. Oregon puts it in the slot, deflected away. And we'll get a face-off here at 1:27 left. .13 left on the Bellingham power play. That shot deflected. Stays with it, sends it over. A shot there turned away. Adams had a nice look. Here comes Bellingham. Sent around along the near side. Stolen away by Wynn. We've hit the 1 minute mark. Bellingham looking to take advantage of this power play. 40 seconds left on the power play. Along the near side. Jammed up along the end boards, sent back up by Wynn. Now into the corner. Bellingham comes out with it. There's a shot covered up by Jackson. Off the stick of Colin Sherman, the junior. That was a pretty good shot by Sherman. Nearly slipped it by. This face-off at 30 seconds left in the period. 16 seconds left on the power play for Bellingham. Back ice they go. Riley trying to come around with it. He's contested by DeRocher. We're going to get a tripping call here, I believe. Well, Bellingham, they're going to stay on the power play. Actually, the initial power play just expired, but now Bellingham is back on the power play. Not what you want to do if you're the Hillers. Here comes the Hillers. Merkel sends it behind Ian Tosca. Oh, I don't think he saw it. That'll do it for the first period. After one period of play, it is the Hopkinton Hillers 4, Bellingham 1. The Hillers being challenged a bit by this young Bellingham team, but they have the 4-1 lead as we head into the break here on HCAM. Stick around, the latest Hiller highlights coming up next. On Wednesday, January 3rd, the Hillers had their first games of 2024 girls basketball. Hosted Holliston, Steve Spector and Mike Tarosian were on the call.
Three-pointer, it's good. Tegan Restagini. The deep three off the front of the rim, no good. Hopkinton, Caroline's got the lane, and it's good. That's a big hoop right before halftime. 17-14 Hillers. Trying to work, looking for a seam in the zone. Holliston shutting those seams down. There's a deep three, and it's good by Davies. Really nice form on that. Davies over to Tegan. That's short. Holly's tough. She's a strong girl. Rips the ball out of the Holliston player's hands. Davies with a deep three, and it's good. She's just getting her rhythm down. That's her third three of the night, I believe.
The Hiller girls took the win 44-28. Elena Davies dropped 18 points for the Hillers and collected 7 rebounds in the win. The Hillers followed up with a 46-32 road win over Westwood on Friday, January 5th. The Hillers have now won 5 straight games and stand at 6-2 on the season. Also, on Wednesday, January 3rd, it was a Hiller girls and boys hockey doubleheader at the New England Sports Center. The girls started off the festivities versus Dedham. I think that's how it's going to be all game long. Big hit delivered behind the net, and that shot turned away. And now it's going to be put in. Dedham ended up taking the win in a hard-fought battle 2-0. Mary Stronach and Danielle O'Neill netted goals in the win for Dedham. Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Girls Co-op fell to 0-6-1 on the season. Following the girls' game, the Hiller boys hosted Medfield. It was a wild first period. Along the blue line, there's a shot by Wynn, turned away. Hayward trying to close in, leaves it out, and it's put in! And what a way to start for the Hillers! Connor Merkel makes it 1-0. For this beautiful program with some great information. Merkel's favorite player is Patrice Bergeron. Great choice. That's sent out in front. Oh, it's sent in! How about that? Jack Resnick makes it 2-0. He just snuck that one in. Over to the left circle. That shot is going to land in front, turned away by Jackson. Nice job by Jackson continuing to contest Joey Nee. So we couldn't get a secondary shot, but now Medfield going to put it in. And you had to assume it was just a matter of time with the two-man advantage. Pressure too much to handle for the Hillers with the two-man advantage. And it's going to be Matthew Dixon with the goal for Medfield.
It was a 2-1 Hiller lead heading into the second frame.
There's a shot, turned away, off the rebound, yes, scout it! Goal, Hillers! And it was Stephen Layton off the rebound, initial shot by Carter Moore. An opposing team to get back into a couple of games due to the amount of penalties. There's a shot, and it is going to be put in.
Both teams net a goal, and it was a 3-2 Hiller lead heading into the third period.
Circle back to Hayward now at the point. And there's a shot into traffic, goes Merkel. Puck sent back, high slot. Hayward, yes! Rings it in! James Hayward with a beauty!
The Hillers net another goal, and they took the 4-2 win over Medfield. The Hillers followed up the big win with another big game versus Norwood. The result of the game at Norwood was a 3-3 tie. The Hillers are now 5-1-2 on the season. On Friday, January 5th, 3-2 Hiller boys basketball hosted undefeated 6-0 Westwood. Myself, Tom Nappy, and Hopkinton High School principal Evan Bishop were on the call.
Good move from Ganson, senior captain.
The Dejan along the baseline, yes!
Right back to it.
Sam Dejan quietly has 7 points already tonight.
The Hillers led 17-10 heading into the second quarter.
Pantera trying to work the defender, feeds the corner. Dejan feeds it back. Willetson for three. Yes!
There you go.
Cooper Willetson knocking it down.
Clock was going down. Yep.
Actually, that was probably further than an NBA three. Pantera feeds it out. DeLuca, nearly lost it. Somehow able to keep it, gets it out to Cho for three. Yes! Gavin Cho knocking it down.
Great concentration from DeLuca right there. Willetson.
Pantera feeds it across to Dejan for three. Yes! Hillers feeling it.
And a timeout for Westwood.
The Hillers outscore Westwood in the second quarter, 23-7, to take a 40-17 lead heading into the second half, and that would prove to be enough as the Hillers handed Westwood their first loss of the season and took the game 67-59. Sam Dejan led the way for the Hillers with 18 points as they improved to 4-2 on the season. Westwood falls to 6-1. On Saturday, January 6th, Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Girls Hockey Co-op hosted Westwood.
Up there's a shot sent wide of the net. Along the corner now. Trying to put it out in front, and it's going to be put in.
Westwood nets a pair of goals in the first period, and that would prove to be the difference maker. Westwood took the win 5-3. The Wolverines are now 4-3 on the season, while the Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Girls Co-op fall to 0-7-1.
Welcome back into the New England Sports Center. We are just about set for the second period. It's a 4-1 Hiller lead as we head into the second frame, but Bellingham is going to be on the power play for the first minute 48 seconds of this second period due to a very late penalty at the end of the first. And the first period, it was Bellingham who started off with a Sean Brown goal at 13:32. Then you had Connor Merkel at 12:21, James Hayward at 8:42, Whitey and Tosca at 8:10 left, and Jake Adams at 4:44 left to go. All net one for the Hillers. Out on the ice for the Hillers to start, you got Merkel, Hayward, Parker Wynn, Rocco Horgan, and taking over in net for Steven Jackson is going to be Connor Fryer. Connor Fryer will be the new goalie for the Hillers, and it was expected that they would try to get some of the backup goalies some experience tonight. Bellingham has to get rid of a player. They had too many on the ice. Actually, they still have too many. And they go, doing some subbing here. Hayward up against Gwilmain, and we are underway. Bellingham working left to right across your screen. They try to take advantage of this power play. Hayward trying to bring it around. Hayward lost it between his skates. Here comes Bellingham. Aiden Gwilmain taking it up. Gets away. Wynn able to send it away into the trapezoid. Under a minute left to go on the Bellingham power play. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you on the call. Andy Ritz on camera here at the New England Sports Center. Pretty good crowd on hand here on this Wednesday night to take this game in. We also got Hiller Senior Night Wrestling airing on HCAM right now as well. That's live courtesy of Mike DeRosian. Closing in. Shot by Resnick is diverted. Good stop there by Bellingham as Resnick was coming in hot. Along the far side now goes Sean Brown. He'll send it towards the net. Set aside by Fryer. Into the neutral zone. Sent up by Henchley. And sliced back up the ice. It was a good penalty kill by the Hillers as the power play will expire now. Hillers were able to keep it away from Bellingham for the most part, not allow any real pressure along the end boards. Trying to sneak through Scardino. Puck squirts out. White sends it along the far side. Bellingham looking to close in. Nice pass to the slot. That shot turned away by Fryer. Sent up the ice by Scardino. Another shot turned away. The Hillers got some pairings in there you don't typically see. And they want to get some guys some experience on those higher lines. Trying to sneak through, it's taken away. Bellingham working back up the ice. Ian Tosca gets out in front of it. There's a roller sent into the left circle. The turnaround shot turned away by Fryer. Good save there. Flipped up the ice by Ian Tosca. I'll tell you, Bellingham getting some very good pressure Hillers make a line change. There's Bellingham moving up the far side. Glove save by Fryer off the shot from Charlie Eldridge. And nice save by Fryer there. Eldridge came in on a breakaway. Fryer able to scoop it up. Along the far side, Layton. On the end boards now. Layton was trying to come out with it. Bellingham has it. Along the near side corner, jammed up. Getting it out of the jam was Moore. Back ice we go. Taken by Merkel. Merkel sends it to the blue line, or Altman. He'll wrap it around. Layton pops it off the end boards. Sent out by Adams. Moore along the corner. That was Moore, number 18, not Adams. Adams not currently in. To the net, turned away. Now a glove save off the secondary shot by Layton. We get a face-off at 10:25 left to go in the second period. Don't forget, every Wednesday on HCAM at 5:30 p.m. you can catch HCAM Sports Talk, keeping you up to date. Local high school, college, and professional sports on HCAM Sports Talk Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Into Bellingham territory, we'll get an icing at 10:11 left to go. Also, don't forget to stay up to date with what's happening in Hopkinton with HCAM News. That airs Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. HCAM News every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. right here on HCAM. Along the near side. There's a shot, and it got through, but it was wide from the stick of Jack Perrong. Now Hayward working up the ice. Looking to close in, gets it to Merkel, and he pops it in. What a nice looking goal there. Connor Merkel with the goal. James Hayward with the assist. Second goal of the game for Merkel comes at 9:50 left to go here in the second period. Off the boards, back up the near side. Here's Resnick. There's a hot shot by DeRocher. The Tosca along the end boards. Looking to come out with it. Sends it up. Wrister, and that was deflected off of DeRocher. And then off the rebound, it is put in by Jack Resnick in the right place at the right time. And Resnick strikes for his first goal of the game at 9:17 left to go here in the second period. Just 33 seconds after the first Hiller goal of the period. Along the far side. DeRocher. Backhands it over to Resnick. They'll move it across. The Tosca deflects it into Bellingham territory. Blackhawks trying to clear. Into the neutral zone. White sends it up to DeRocher. The Tosca getting in there. Tosca sends it out. Floats back into Hiller territory. Fryer sets it aside. White over to DaCosta. He'll send it across. Off the boards into Bellingham territory. DeRocher trying to come away with it. Slices it to the far side. Approaching 8 minutes left to go in the second period. Hiller's leading it 6-1. DaCosta moves it across. Here comes Moore. Jammed up along the boards. Sent down by DaCosta. Now across, that is Leighton. Leighton gets a piece of it. Now tracking it down, Resnick, Chris Resnick, number 17 out there. Got the Resnick brothers on this Hiller team. Jack Resnick and Chris. Set wide of the net by DaCosta. Along the corner, popped off the end boards. And we'll get an icing at 7:02 left to go in the second period. Along the near side, Horgan puts it towards the net. And it's covered up by Liam Gregg. Pressure was building up in front of the net. Gregg able to land on the puck. Along the far side. Wrapped around. Horgan sent it back to the corner. There's a shot, and it's turned away. That was off the stick of Adams. Horgan takes it, nearly deflected in, but it was deflected just wide by Adams. Hayward along the corner. Puck jammed up. Hayward trying to get it out. It escapes. Merkel gets it over. Parker Wynn sends it to the left circle. That shot a little wide by Adams. Hayward, wrister, turned away. Hit delivered along the near side by Wynn. Here goes Horgan. Horgan closing in, and it's going to be taken away. Just under 6 minutes left to go. Wynn with a shot, deflected off the keeper and into the protective netting. Good pressure by the Hillers as they throw a barrage of shots at Bellingham. Ian Tosca up against Eddie Savvy. Bellingham looking for a breakaway here. That's sent over, intercepted by DeRocher. And Tosca gets it out in front, and DeRocher couldn't collect. Slowed down by Resnick. Here comes DeRocher. Puck squirts out, taken by Bellingham. Sent over to the near side. Coming away with it is Ian Tosca. Ian Tosca breaking up the ice, trying to split the defenders there. He's diverted. DeRocher. Back to Ian Tosca. Slices it back towards DeRocher. Moves it to the near side corner. Costa looking to close in, take it away. Up the boards goes to Costa. Pass across to Ian Tosca. Leaves it for Resnick. That shot turned away. Resnick gets it out and deflected away and sent wide by Altman. 4 minutes left to go the second period. There's a shot turned away. Nice looking shot from Carter Moore. Oregon coming out with it, sends it to the blue line. That's DaCosta. Bellingham looking for a break. Able to get it into Hiller territory. Sent up by Altman. Around the end boards it goes. Poked back into Hiller territory. That shot off of Layton. Got in front of it. Puck will squirt out to the end boards. Wrapping it around to Costa. Yeah, Bellingham was trying to sneak a shot in there. It's from the near side. Eric Todd ripped one. Clock stopped at 3 minutes left to go here in the second period. Move back into Hiller territory. That pass will end up to the far side. Wind trying to slow it down. Takes a hit. And we might have a call here. Wind got tied up along the far side, and it looks like maybe there was an extra grab. It's going to be against Bellingham. Cross-checking call. Heading to the box is the junior Colin Sherman with the cross-checking call. Hiller's on the power play for the next 2 minutes. 2:39 left to go in the second frame. First penalty of the game for Bellingham is that spoke towards the net. Still in front of the net. Bellingham trying to clear it out of there. Went off the keeper and came out. Merkel looking to turn it back up ice. Wind knocks it down towards the end boards. Out in front. And the attempted shot by Adams turned away. Hayward now. Shot there and turned away. Back to Hayward. Now he goes to the near side, and a nice shot off a wind pass to Merkel, turned away. And then it's deflected out of play. We'll get a face-off at 1:43 left to go in the period, 1:04 left on the Hiller power play. Hiller's going to change things up out on the ice. Behind the net. Out to the right circle. That shot turned away off the stick of Layton. Closing in. A wrister and a glove save off the stick of Carter Moore. Well, so far, pretty good penalty kill for Bellingham. One thing Bellingham's doing that's paying off, they're crowding the front of the net more. Getting more defenders out in front so the Hillers don't have so many openings, and it has worked to a good extent in the second period. Over to the far side, Leighton sends it up. Danny White gonna bring it back down. 20 seconds left on the power play, under a minute in the period. That shot turned away. Squirts out back into Hiller territory. Leighton trying to take it up. He lost it. And there's a shot. Glove save by Fryer. He'll set it aside. Power play has expired, so a successful penalty kill for Bellingham. White wrists it into Bellingham territory. Getting an offsides call. Gonna make that an icing at 19 seconds left to go in the period. Off the face-off. There's a shot turned away. Secondary shot, it's in. A Bellingham goal off the rebound. And that's an unlisted. That'll make it a 6-2 game with 10.8 seconds left to go here in the second period. That was good pressure by Bellingham, and they were just able to stuff it in off a rebound. Hiller's trying to get it back. Ian Tosca approaches, turned away. On the far side, 2 seconds left. And that's set wide of the net after 2 periods of play. It is the Hillers 6, Bellingham 2. And Bellingham hanging tough with the Hillers. A 6-2 Hopkinton lead through 2 periods of play here on HCAM.
On Wednesday, January 3rd, the Hillers had their first games of 2024 girls basketball. Hosted Holliston, Steve Spector and Mike Tarosian were on the call.
Three-pointer, it's good. Tegan Restagini. The deep three off the front of the rim, no good. Hopkinton, Caroline's got the lane, and it's good. That's a big hoop right before halftime, 17-14 Hillers. Trying to work, looking for a seam in the zone. Holliston shutting those seams down. There's a deep three, and it's good by Davies. Really nice form on that. Davies over to Tegan, that's short. Holly's tough, she's a strong girl. Rips the ball out of the Holliston player's hands. Davies with a deep three, and it's good. She's just getting her rhythm down. That's her third three of the night, I believe.
The Hiller girls took the win 44-28. Elena Davies dropped 18 points for the Hillers and collected 7 rebounds in the win. The Hillers followed up with a 46-32 road win over Westwood on Friday, January 5th. The Hillers have now won 5 straight games and stand at 6-2 on the season. Also, on Wednesday, January 3rd, it was a Hiller girls and boys hockey doubleheader at the New England Sports Center. The girls started off the festivities versus Dedham.
I think that's how it's going to be all game long. Big hit delivered behind the net, and that shot turned away. And now it's going to be put in.
Dedham ended up taking the win in a hard-fought battle 2-0. Mary Stronach and Danielle O'Neill netted goals in the win for Dedham. Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Girls Co-op fell to 0-6-1 on the season. Following the girls' game, the Hiller boys hosted Medfield. It was a wild first period.
Along the blue line, there's a shot by Wynn, turned away. Hayward trying to close in, leaves it out, and it's put in! And what a way to start for the Hillers! Connor Merkel makes it 1-0. For this beautiful program with some great information. Merkel's favorite player is Patrice Bergeron. Great choice. That's sent out in front. Oh, it's sent in! How about that? Jack Resnick makes it 2-0. He just snuck that one in. Over to the left circle. That shot is going to land in front, turned away by Jackson. Nice job by Jackson, continuing to contest Joey Nee, so we can go to get a secondary shot. But now Medfield going to put it in. And you had to assume it was just a matter of time with the two-man advantage. Pressure too much to handle for the Hillers with the two-man advantage. And it's going to be Matthew Dixon with the goal for Medfield.
It was a 2-1 Hiller lead heading into the second frame.
There's a shot, turned away, off the rebound, yes, scout it! Goal, Hillers! And it was Stephen Layton off the rebound, initial shot by Carter Moore. An opposing team to get back into a couple of games due to the amount of penalties. There's a shot, and it is going to be put in.
Both teams net a goal, and it was a 3-2 Hiller lead heading into the third period.
Circle back to Hayward now at the point. And there's a shot into traffic, goes Merkel. Puck sent back, high slot. Hayward, yes! Rings it in! James Hayward with a beauty!
The Hillers net another goal, and they took the 4-2 win over Medfield. The Hillers followed up the big win with another big game versus Norwood. The result of the game at Norwood was a 3-3 tie. The Hillers are now 5-1-2 on the season. On Friday, January 5th, 3-2 Hiller boys basketball hosted undefeated 6-0 Westwood. Myself, Tom Nappy, and Hopkinton High School principal Evan Bishop were on the call.
Good move from Ganson, senior captain.
Dedejian along the baseline, yes!
Right back to it.
Sam Dedejian quietly has 7 points already tonight.
The Hillers led 17-10 heading into the second quarter.
Pantera trying to work the defender, feeds the corner. Dedejian feeds it back. Willetson for three. Yes! Cooper Willetson knocking it down.
Clock was going down. Yep.
Actually, that was probably further than an NBA three. Pantera feeds it out. DeLuca, nearly lost it. Somehow able to keep it, gets it out to Cho for three. Yes! Gavin Cho knocking it down.
Great concentration from DeLuca right there. Willetson.
Pantera feeds it across to Dedejian for three. Yes! Hillers feeling it.
And a timeout for Westwood.
The Hillers outscore Westwood in the second quarter, 23-7, to take a 40-17 lead heading into the second half, and that would prove to be enough as the Hillers handed Westwood their first loss of the season and took the game 67-59. Sam Dedejian led the way for the Hillers with 18 points as they improved to 4-2 on the season. Westwood falls to 6-1. On Saturday, January 6th, Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Girls Hockey Co-op hosted Westwood.
Up there's a shot sent wide of the net. Along the corner now. Trying to put it out in front, and it's going to be put in.
Westwood nets a pair of goals in the first period, and that would prove to be the difference maker. Westwood took the win 5-3. The Wolverines are now 4-3 on the season, while the Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Girls Co-op fall to 0-7-1.
Welcome back into the New England Sports Center. We are just about ready for the third period. The officials are here, and we are ready to go. 6-2 Hiller lead as we head into the third frame. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you on the call. Andy Ritz on camera. Bellingham, much younger program and a bit inexperienced compared to this Hiller program, but I'll tell you what, they're making this a game, and they've gotten some nice shots on net and been able to provide some good pressure. Hillers do have their third goaltender of the evening in net as Bellingham working it into Hiller territory. It's Colton Spavento in net for the Hillers. So our first look at Colton between the pipes for the Hillers. Hopkinton trying to work it up. That pass intercepted. There's a shot. Glove save by Spavento off the stick of Eldridge. We get a face-off at 14:29 left to go here in the third period. Ian Tosca on the face-off for the Hillers. Over to the far side of Resnick. Moves it to DeRocher. Here's Ian Tosca. Leaves it behind for DeRocher, and that shot punched away. Nice shot there by DeRocher. In the Hiller territory it goes. Turned back up ice by Horgan. Tosca trying to work up with it. It was diverted. Here comes Bellingham. Along the near side, sent around. Jammed up along the corner, as able to get rid of it with Scardino. Ian Tosca racing in, looking for DeRocher with that pass. Morgan gathers it up in the neutral zone, sends it up the far side. Here comes Resnick trying to sneak through. He's diverted. Cross over to the far side now. Ian Tosca is looking for DeRocher. Got away from him. Good battle along the near side boards. Puck squirts out towards Hiller territory as Eddie Savvy wins the battle. And now DaCosta pops it off the far side boards. Wynn was looking for Layton. Taking a big hit there was Chris Resnick. With it is Carter Moore, leaves it behind. Pass up by DaCosta. Looking to close in, is sending it to Moore was Chris Resnick. Layton gets in there, flips it around the boards. Along the near side, unleashed by Altman. That shot deflected, stays in play. Moore was trying to turn it back towards the Bellingham net. It's sent away. We'll get an icing call. 12:04 left to go in this third period. Killers will change things up. James Hayward, Finn Mahan, and Jake Adams back out there. And there's a shot, just wide. Along the near side. Here comes Henchley. Takes the shot, wrapped up by Spavento. We're going to face off in Hiller territory at 11:50 left to go. Don't forget, we're expecting to have Hiller Alpine skiing tomorrow night. Coverage will start at 6:45 p.m. First Alpine ski meet of the season. And then this Friday, a big Hiller boys basketball game as they host Medway in a cross-TVL matchup. Medway having a terrific season, and it should be a great atmosphere and a great game Friday night at the Hopkinton High School Athletics Center when Hiller boys basketball meets up with Medway, all live right here on HCAM. I'm going to go back down to Hiller territory. 11:17 left to go in the third period. There's a shot turned away, backhander turned away, and then sent away by DaCosta. Bellingham getting some good pressure. Ian Tosca sends it up, racing up the ice, Resnick. Jammed up along the end boards. Bellingham looking to get control back. Getting in there, Resnick. Here's Jack Resnick. Gets it over, Chris Resnick, shot, yes! Resnick to Resnick for the goal! Chris with the goal, Jack with the assist. The Resnick brother combo. That's the first goal, I believe, of the season by Chris Resnick. Makes it a 7-2 Hiller lead here in the third period. neutral zone. Sent up by Horgan along the far side now. Chris gets a piece of it. 11 offsides call. Gonna face off at 10:21 left. Here goes Carter Moore. Flips it up the boards. Trying to gather it up was Mahan along the far side corner. Approaching out into the slot and covered up. Well, Layton was hoping that Finn Mahone could get loose and get a shot off. Off the boards. There's a shot by Layton, turned away. Here comes Bellingham. Up the ice goes Gervais. Takes it, turned away. Nice save there by Spavento. And getting knocked down in that sequence is Moore. Now some extracurricular activity. Keep it cool out there, kids. Finn Mahone was getting into it with Aiden Gwilman. It looks like it's going to be against Bellingham. Heading to the box is number 11. No number 11 listed on the roster. Hillers on the power play for the next 2 minutes. Well, Bellingham stopped them in the first power play. Can they do it again? Hayward sends it out. Merkel. There's a shot, and it's a loose puck, and it's in! I believe it went off a Bellingham stick. But on the initial shot, it was Caleb Altman. And then they could not get it out from behind the goalie. It went off a defender's stick and in. But you can credit the goal to Altman, and that'll make it 8-2 with 8:53 left to go. And the running clock is in effect. Hayward on the far side. Hayward sends it out. Altman backhands it towards the net. Trying to stuff it in is White or Adams, and it's covered up. Well, Jake Adams nearly able to sneak it in 5-hole there. Was just waiting in front of the net, caught it off the deflection. Good save by Liam Gregg. And we're gonna have a call against the Hillers. Jake Adams will head to the penalty box for 2 minutes. Bellingham on the power play. Clock continuing to run. Running clock rule in effect. 6 goals or more. That shot wide. Along the near side, sent over. Coming out from the corner, turned away. Bellingham trying to shut off the running clock. They won't there though. Taken by Jack Resnick. Bellingham approaching, cleared away for the moment. And now a battle for it. along the near side. Big hit delivered. Getting tied up was Whitey and Tosca and Charlie Eldridge. .05 left on the Bellingham power play. Along the corner, DeRocher able to knock it out. That attempted shot deflected, Moore getting in front of the attempt by Perrong. On the far side it goes into Bellingham territory, sent back to DeRocher with a wrister. And that's off of Greg into the protective netting. We'll get another face-off. Clock continuing to run. 5:40 and counting left to go in this third period. Ooh, broken stick for Corey DaCosta. Along the near side. DeRocher gets it out over to Altman. Moves it into Bellingham territory. Along the end boards. Trying to come out with it, and a pass from his knees by Moore. There's a shot. Just wide by Altman. Over the far side it goes. Power play has expired. Oh, good penalty kill by the Hillers. In the Bellingham territory goes Altman. Up the boards, Horgan. Cross to Merkel. Leaves it behind, no one there. Bellingham looking to approach. Jammed up along the near side corner. Squirts out. There's Merkel. Along the end boards. Trying to come out with it. Gets jammed up. Hayward comes out. Merkel now along the corner. Puck squirts out. Sent up by Altman. Covered up. Clock will continue to run. Three and a half minutes left and counting. Well, it's going to be another nice win for the Hillers here today. Good effort by Bellingham. They competed hard. They were able to score a couple of very impressive goals. There's a shot, and it's wide by Layton. And in front of the net, turned away, secondary shot, count it! Chris Resnick with another goal. Chris Resnick off the rebound, pops it in at 2:39 left to go. How about that, a 9-2 lead for the Hillers, as they are just pouring it on. Hillers certainly showing Bellingham who's boss here today. Bellingham looking for a shot. It was a good look, but pass was a little too hot. Here comes Horgan. Horgan squirts it out. Adams with a shot turned away. Coming in for another one. And still loose. And then it's put in. Rocco Horgan going to get a goal. The rare defenseman goal by Horgan. And the Hillers are in double digits. Ten goals here tonight for the Hillers. And they transition to some new lines tonight and some different pairings, and probably took them a little bit to get used to the new combinations, but they are certainly used to it now. 45 seconds and counting left to go. Puck squirts out. Sent up by DaCosta. Hillers looking to race in. Hayward. There's Merkel. Out in front, and no goal there. Or was it? No, no goal. I believe it was waved off. In any case, that'll do it. The Hillers are going to get the victory over Bellingham by a final of 10-2. An impressive win, a dominant win here tonight by the Hillers. They improved to 6-1-2 on the season. Bellingham falls to 0-8-0. And the Hillers showed Bellingham who's boss here tonight. And another win for the books for the Hopkinton Hillers. Good team performance and a dominant win here tonight. For Andy Ritz on camera, I'm Tom Nappy. This has been Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Hockey on HCAM. As always, we thank you for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.